Everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. In today's tutorial, we're going to build this Dash app that has radio buttons and drop downs that will update two different violin charts or graphs with multiple violin charts. Now, this is going to be the data, real data from the city payroll in New York City by the New York City Open Data. I downloaded it here, or exported it, and you can see the data is here. And we're really going to analyze mainly the regular gross paid column, how people get paid according to the work location, so borough, or the leave status. Are they on leave? Are they active? Is this a seasonal? And then in the bottom part, we'll also check the different agencies. There are 63 different agencies in New York City, right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to allow the user with this dashboard using this code, the user is going to be able to choose what agencies they want to look at to analyze the data. So let's say here, for example, the Board of Correction salaries are very, I don't know why there's a minus here. We got to remove any minus salaries. But salaries are very spread out, anywhere from 0 all the way to really 150K. They're very, very spread out. While you look at something like this, the Board of Election, you'll see there's some plenty of outliers, and that most of the salaries are in the 50K zone, between 50K to something like 75K. There's a big gap here, and then very, very small salaries here for maybe part-time workers or something. So it's a very interesting data set, and this is going to be part of the December project on Charming Data. This platform is free and open to everybody, so come and join us. We are going to work on this project together. In the first part, we're going to do, here's the data. In the first part, we're going to do just a data visualization like this, or any other data visualization that you want. And then in the second part, we'll add some AI into the dashboard. Maybe we'll use a large language model from OpenAI or Grok, and we'll enhance the interactivity of this dashboard with some AI agents. All right, so let's get started. You can come to Charming Data to see the video. I'll add it there, but here's the code. So let's go over it. It's not too many. It's only like 50 lines of code, and these callbacks are very similar, so it's really just like 33 lines of code. And so yeah, let's dive into it. And if you have any questions, in the comment section under the video. So first, what we're doing is we're import dash, plotly express for the graphing library, and then pandas to filter and clean the data and slice it. Here's our data set right here, which is this one right here. And then we're going to say all rows that have the value of 1 under the base salary column. Here's the base salary column right here. Base salary. So let's even show you smallest to largest. A lot of them have 1. And these are most likely just election workers. They're just volunteers. So we're just going to remove all these rows that have the value 1 in them. Okay? Does not equal 1. We're removing them. And then we're going to say, I want to keep, there's some, they put some boroughs or regions from like Long Island, I think, and Albany. So I just kept the 5 main boroughs of New York City. This is actually Staten Island. This used to be called Richmond. And then we have full name and last name. We're going to connect both of them into one column, just one full name column. So you see here we have a last name column and first name. We're going to connect them into one column. And we're going to analyze a regular gross paid column. So we're going to remove all data points that are smaller or equal to 0. If you go here, we're going to analyze this column right here, and some get paid minus dollars for some reason. I'm not sure. It's probably, maybe it's taxes, or maybe it's, and they didn't earn enough, but they're obviously not getting paid if the city's taking money out of their account. So we're going to remove that. And then we have the layout. In the layout, we have a radio button section, we have a graph section that's empty, a drop-down section, and an empty graph, right? Now these are all, if I remove the callback, I'll hashtag this out, you'll see that the graphs are empty. There's nothing in here. Let's go back. You see, the graphs are empty. So it's the callback that actually puts data into the graph, the way we built this. First, we have the radio items, and these are the two options. These are two separate columns, the borrow column and the leave status, as you can see here. Leave status and the borrow column, which is right here, work location borrow. So we're going to put that as options for the radio button, and the initial option chosen, the initial value will be the borrow. Right, if we refresh, this will be the initial one chosen. Same thing with the drop down. We're going to take all the values under the agency, the unique values under agency name, and there's many unique values under agency name. There's actually 63 of them right here. Agency name. So we'll take all 63 of them and we'll put them as the options of the drop down. And the initial options will be these three that are chosen. See, we have all the options here sorted alphabetically. All right, so now that we have a layout, we have our we already filtered our data. Now let's look into our callback. So in our first callback, we're going to take the value chosen by the radio buttons, or in the radio buttons by the user. Initially, the value chosen is this one, work location borrow. This is going to represent our x-axis. So we're going to take this value that was chosen, work location borrow, column name, in other words, and then we're going to build the violin chart using the data frame, and the x-axis is going to be the work location borrow. If a user chooses a different radio button, which is this one, leave status as of June 30th, then this will be leave status as of June 30th on the x-axis. Right, let's take a look. Okay, work borrow, you see Manhattan, Brooklyn, and if we change this, the leave status will be the x-axis. But the y-axis always stays the same. It's the regular gross paid salary. And the hover data initially is whatever's on the x-axis, which I don't want because this is clear that active is this point. So I remove x-axis from the hover, but all the rest I want in the outliers. Whenever you hover over the outliers, you'll see all this hover data: the full name, the title description, the total other pay, and the agency name. Like this. And this is how we do it. Hover data, dictionary, whatever we want in there, we put true. These are all column names. And if we don't want it, we'll put false. And then it's very similar in this callback for connecting the drop-down with the graph. The only difference is the drop-down value is a multi-true, which means it's not a string, it's a list of strings. So this is the initial list of strings that comes into here. And then we know, okay, all the agency names chosen are whatever the user chose in this drop-down. And so filter the data frame so the agency name column only has these values, these names of agencies. Use this filter data set, and on the x-axis of the violin chart, have agency name, and on the y-axis, the regular gross paid. And all this is the hover data. So that's why when you change this, let's say we only have two, then this is the x-axis, the agencies, and this is the y-axis. And it's really cool to kind of just explore data, see irregularities or outliers. Cardell Gatson made 380, well, gross paid, maybe he paid a lot of taxes, but 380,000. Total other pay is 38,000. He's in the Department of, or she, in the Department of Correction, and so on and so on and so on. It's pretty cool to see all of this. It's cool to see there's not like 600,000, $1 million being paid to New York City employees. But the distribution is even more interesting to see how here on separation or leave, most of them or a big portion of them are around the 100,000 mark, while here it's a lot more distributed. Here on leave is a lot more distributed, well distributed. All right, so I hope you learned a lot. I'm gonna put the video on YouTube. I'll also share it here with some remarks, some comments. If you want to join the Charming Data December project, come. We work on this together. We just had a meetup on yesterday to talk about this, so you can also look at the meetup video and see what we discussed and how we want to build the things. And yeah, I hope to see you there. All right, everybody, have a good one. Always remember, we're better together, so help each other out.